My beloved child, he was thinking about you again. Yes, while you sat there breathing, scrolling, unsure whether you should even open this, a name was whispered in heaven, yours. A sudden smile came over you for no clear reason. That wasn't random, that was the spark of something sacred, something God has been quietly arranging behind the scenes of your life. And tonight it finally comes into view. Before I reveal it, feel this: Archangel Michael has chosen you, not in the past, not sometime ahead, but right now, in this exact moment. This message was ordered for you alone, not for the crowd, not for everyone, just for you. If these words have reached you, it means you've already been claimed. This is no casual chance, this is a divine appointment. Skip it and it will not wait. Heaven takes what's about to unfold seriously, so should you. Michael says, congratulations. That word is not spoken from heaven unless a decision has been made in your favor. Something you've been praying over, aching for, losing sleep about, checking for signs in secret has already been approved. What you believed would take another year is arriving tonight. Not in another life, not after you become perfect, but tonight. You may not see it fully yet, but let me tell you, a soft light from heaven is resting over your name. God has already spoken, give it to them, they've waited long enough. The scroll is written, the seal is broken, the delivery has begun. You're not simply hearing a message, you're stepping into your miracle. But Michael warns, if you dismiss this you'll miss it and it will hurt. Why? Because some gates in heaven open only once, and this is one of them. Someone decided you were finished, someone whispered in secret, they'll never make it, they're forgotten, it's over for them. They didn't know who defends you, they didn't see Archangel Michael guarding you like an unseen warrior. They tried blocking blessings, diverting your steps, slowing your purpose. They even tried to keep this message from you, but it still found you, because what is meant for you can't be stolen, it can however be ignored. That's why Michael says, open this now, not later, now. What's being handed to you is more than a gift. It's a replacement for every heartbreak you've endured quietly. It's not only a miracle, it's a holy reversal, and it will move you to tears. But it must be received, not just noticed. This is your time to stop asking, when will it happen, and start declaring, this is the moment I was made for. Michael knows your history, he knows the pain, the injustice, the betrayal. But God makes no mistakes. Tonight the mistake ends, sadness lifts, the timing shifts. Here's the key, heaven won't force you to take this. This is why the angels are so intense about it now, it's your final test. Will you let it pass like the last sign, or will you claim it? Right now you stand before a divine door. Invisible to everyone else, visible only to you. Only you can step through it. And when you do, everything, and I mean everything, will begin to change. You are not too late, you are perfectly on time. The angels have paused everything, watching to see your choice. One decision, that's all it will take. Don't walk away, Michael says, they will be overjoyed tonight. That's not a maybe, it's prophecy. And God doesn't speak to entertain, He speaks to fulfill. So what does this mean? It means tonight what was lost comes back. Tonight the right person will feel a tug in their heart and think of you. Tonight the unexpected message, the long-awaited apology, the breakthrough, the money, the healing, the phone call, the clarity, it arrives. But only for those bold enough to say, "This belongs to me." This is no random message, it's rare, once in a lifetime rare. And you've been chosen for it. Michael has already spoken your name in heaven, that's why you're reading this now. You're not imagining it, you're standing in a divine setup. The next 7 hours may bring tears you never expected, not from pain, but from disbelief at how quickly things turn. God has chosen you to break the pattern, to silence the emptiness, to receive what others could not. That's why it took this long, that's why it felt unfair, that's why it made no sense. Because when your name is on something sacred, heaven will never rush it. But now it's here. If you let this moment slip, you will feel it, not as punishment, but as the ache of missing what you prayed for. Heaven is offering, all it needs is your yes. People will start treating you differently, things will start appearing effortlessly, doors that were bolted shut will swing open without you even knocking. Connections that seemed lost will resurface as if no time has passed. And you'll realize that this wasn't coincidence, it was alignment. The kind of alignment that can only come from heaven itself, the kind that rearranges circumstances so perfectly that you can't take credit for it, only gratitude. Michael wants you to understand something important right now. This is not just about blessings falling into your lap. This is about identity, about you stepping into who you were meant to be before life bruised you, before people underestimated you, before fear convinced you to play small. This delivery is not just a gift, it's a key. And once you hold it, you'll see that it doesn't just open one door, it opens many. There will be moments in the next few days when you'll feel a strange mix of joy and disbelief, as if you're watching your own life from the outside. That's because the spiritual and physical are finally aligning for you. What was promised in the unseen is now stepping into the seen. And it will be so precise, so personal that you'll know it could only have been crafted for you. Michael is saying, they need to be ready to let go of the old story. The story where you were waiting, the story where you were ignored, the story where your value was overlooked. Because if you keep telling that story, you won't have space for the new one heaven is writing right now. And this new one is already in motion. Heaven is not asking for your perfection, just your permission. As you read this, there's a stirring happening in places you can't see. Someone is having a conversation about you in a room you've never been in. A decision is being made that will benefit you even though you're not there to influence it. A shift in someone's heart is softening them toward you, making space for reconnection, reconciliation, or opportunity. These are the kinds of movements that happen when Michael steps in, quiet but unstoppable. The angels have already prepared the path. That's why lately certain things have been removed from your life without warning. People faded, situations ended, plans shifted. At the time it felt like loss. But now it's clear heaven was clearing the runway for what's arriving. Because your blessing needs space to land, it cannot fit in the crowded place where your past still lingers. Michael says, there's something else you must know, this blessing has weight. It will require you to rise to meet it, to walk with a new kind of confidence, to speak with authority you didn't know you had. That's why you've been through so much refining lately. It wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Without it the weight of what's coming might have crushed you. Now it will crown you. You'll notice signs immediately, little confirmations that the shift is real. A word you keep hearing, a number that repeats, a song that feels like it was written for you. These aren't accidents, they are heaven's way of telling you, we're here and it's already started. Pay attention to them, they will be the breadcrumbs that lead you forward. In the coming hours you may feel a sense of urgency you can't explain, like you need to take action, to say yes, to stop hesitating. That's because heaven's gates are open right now in a rare way and the timing is precise. If you move with it you'll see results faster than you ever imagined. If you resist the opportunity will pass, not as a punishment, but because divine timing is a living breathing thing, it doesn't stay still. Michael has been assigned to stand guard over this moment, not just to deliver the blessing but to protect it until you're ready to hold it. That's why you've been feeling a kind of invisible shield around you lately, even in moments of uncertainty. You've been safer than you realized. And now that safety is transitioning into fulfillment. This is the part where most people hesitate, right before the breakthrough, fear whispers, what if it's not real? But Michael is asking you to silence that thought. Fear has no place in what's about to happen. The truth is it's already real, it's already been set in motion. Your yes doesn't create it, your yes allows you to receive it. Imagine holding in your hands the very thing you once thought you'd never touch. Imagine seeing the proof that the wait was worth it. Imagine looking back on this moment and realizing it was the exact turning point of your life. That's what's at stake here. The angels have already started celebrating. They're not waiting until it arrives because they already see it as done. In heaven's timeline it's complete. In your timeline it's unfolding. The only thing left is for you to step into it fully. Michael's final words in this moment are simple but powerful, do not doubt the delivery. It is already on its way. It knows your name, your location, your exact need. It will not be late, it will not be lost. And when it arrives it will feel like everything you've endured finally makes sense. And as you read these words the shift has already begun. And belief is exactly what has carried you to this moment. You didn't get here because you were perfect every day, you got here because when everything around you fell apart you still held on to that small thread of faith. Even when your hands shook, even when your voice cracked, even when your prayers felt like they were bouncing off the ceiling. That persistence is what heaven rewards. And now that reward is in motion. You might not see the full picture tonight but you will feel it. The air will feel different, your chest will feel lighter, conversations will carry a tone of unexpected kindness, opportunities will appear without you forcing them. You'll find yourself smiling for no reason and that's because your spirit will already know it's here. Michael says, do not let your mind talk you out of this. The human mind will try to measure, to rationalize, to doubt. But miracles aren't measured, they are experienced. And tonight you are stepping into one. The timing is divine because heaven doesn't rush perfection. Everything you have lost, everything that has been taken, everything you thought could never return, it's not only returning, it's returning better, purer, and stronger than before. The lost years will not be wasted years, the pain will not be pointless pain. Every tear has been accounted for and heaven is paying them back in joy. You'll notice the signs in small, almost playful ways at first, a certain song playing at the perfect time, a number sequence repeating again and again, a stranger's words feeling like they were meant only for you. This isn't your imagination, this is the realm of angels letting you know they're orchestrating things behind the scenes. They're shifting people's paths, arranging meetings, softening hearts, opening doors. And when you see these things, don't brush them off, acknowledge them, say, I see it, I receive it. Because the more you recognize the divine, the more it multiplies in your life. Michael warns, if you hesitate you will delay what is already in motion. This isn't punishment, it's simply how the spiritual works. Agreement accelerates, doubt delays. And right now heaven is watching for your agreement. It doesn't need to be loud, it doesn't need to be public. It just needs to be true. A quiet yes from your spirit is enough to open the floodgates. That's when the blessing will no longer trickle in, it will pour. You'll find yourself surrounded by abundance that makes no logical sense, friendships will deepen, love will flow, finances will increase, your own sense of peace will become unshakable. Understand this, what's coming is not temporary. This isn't a fleeting high, this is a structural change in your life's foundation. The loneliness you've carried will not return in the same way, the lack you've struggled against will not grip you again, the closed doors will not slam shut once more. This is why the angels took so long, because they were making sure that when it arrived it would stay. You have been prepared to hold it, to protect it, and to grow it. Michael says, you're about to see proof. And that proof will come in threes, 3 confirmations in the coming hours that will leave no room for doubt. They may arrive through people, through circumstances, or even in your dreams, but they will be undeniable. Each one will build your confidence until the moment you realize you don't need to question it anymore, it's already yours. The waiting season is over, the arrival season has begun. And when it begins you will notice how naturally everything falls into place. The people who left you will be replaced by those who celebrate you. The opportunities you once chased will now come looking for you. The ideas you thought were impossible will suddenly have a clear path forward. Even the places where you were rejected will now open with welcome. This is the reversal Michael spoke of, the divine turnaround. Heaven is not just sending you a blessing, it's sending you evidence, evidence that you were never forgotten, that every delay had meaning, that every no was making room for the greater yes. And when that yes lands it will carry such weight that you'll know without a doubt it could have only come from above. Michael says, guard this moment. Not everyone will understand it, some may doubt it, some may even try to pull you back into the old patterns you've just been freed from. Don't go back, don't explain yourself to those who refuse to see. Your proof is not for their validation, it's for your transformation. So tonight when you feel that shift, whether it's in your chest, in your thoughts, or in the atmosphere around you, pause and acknowledge it. Whisper your yes. Because from that yes everything else will unfold. And when you wake tomorrow you will feel lighter, freer, more certain. And you'll know that this wasn't just words, it was the moment heaven's promise met your readiness. And once that happens nothing will ever be the same. When your chest feels warm, when you suddenly pause mid-thought as if something invisible just passed by, know this, heaven is brushing against you. That's not anxiety, that's alignment. That's your spirit recognizing the moment it has been prepared for. Every prayer, every tear, every sleepless night was currency in the realm of heaven, and now the exchange is happening. What was stored for you is being released, what was withheld is now being handed over, what was locked is now opening without you even touching the handle. Michael says. Look around you tonight, the air feels different because it is. The winds have shifted in your favor, the atmosphere is no longer holding you back, it's carrying you forward. You'll notice it in the little ways first, the text from someone you haven't heard from in months, the sudden invitation that feels perfectly timed, the unexpected opportunity that drops into your lap as if it had your name etched into it from the very start. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. The universe, the angels, the very hand of God is weaving a sequence that will lead you exactly where you're meant to be. And here's the truth, you don't have to force any of it. You don't need to chase or control. This blessing is designed to find you without you running after it. You only have to remain open and expectant. The moment you try to grab too tightly, fear steps in, and fear is the thief that talks you out of what is already yours. So let go of control, let this come to you like the tide, natural, steady, unstoppable. You've been through seasons where nothing made sense, times when silence felt like abandonment, moments where you thought, maybe I'm not chosen after all. But tonight heaven wants you to know it was never rejection, it was redirection. Every delay had a reason, and that reason is standing right in front of you now. You are about to see why you had to wait, you are about to understand why certain people couldn't come with you, you are about to realize why the timing had to be exactly this. Michael has been stationed over your life like a guard at the gate, letting nothing unworthy slip into your story. Every time you thought you were losing, you were being protected. Every time you thought something was stolen from you, it was actually heaven removing the counterfeit so the real could arrive. And now the real is here. This isn't just about one blessing, this is about momentum. When this door opens, it will push the next one and the next and the next until you are living in a flow that feels almost unreal. You'll wake up one morning soon and realize the heaviness you've carried for years is simply gone. Your mind will be clearer, your sleep deeper, your steps lighter. The people who come into your life will feel safe, genuine, aligned with your purpose. You won't have to question their intentions because heaven won't allow the wrong ones through anymore. And you, beloved, will finally feel what it's like to walk without the shadow of the past clinging to your heels. This is what limitless restoration looks like, not only being healed but being made new. Not only getting back what you lost but receiving what you never thought to ask for. Your blessings will arrive clothed in peace, carrying joy in one hand and abundance in the other. Michael says. Pay attention to your dreams in the coming nights, pay attention to the songs you hear, the words people speak, the random things you stumble upon. These are not random at all, they are coordinates, signposts pointing you toward the unfolding of your promise. You may even notice people suddenly apologizing, opportunities resurfacing, ideas reigniting in your mind that you had long abandoned. That's because heaven is restoring not just your external life but your inner fire. You'll feel braver in conversations, bolder in decisions, softer in love. The things that once triggered fear will now trigger faith, the places that once felt unsafe will now feel like ground you're meant to walk on. That is the mark of transformation, when you stop doubting your worth and start living from it. Remember, this didn't happen overnight, this was years in the making. This was heaven's patience meeting your perseverance. And now the two have collided into a perfect moment, a moment you were born to step into. So tonight, when the unexpected blessing arrives, whether it's a message, a call, a chance meeting, or simply the undeniable wave of peace that wraps around you, receive it fully. Don't minimize it, don't doubt it, don't explain it away. This is yours and it's not going anywhere. Because what heaven gives no man can take away, and what is appointed for you will find you no matter where you are. Tonight is proof, tonight is the turning point, tonight is the beginning of the chapter you've been praying for since the very first time you whispered, "God, please." And the answer is here, the release is here, the restoration is here. And you are ready. When morning comes, you will feel it before you even open your eyes. A warmth in your chest, a quiet knowing that something has shifted in your favor. The air will feel lighter, like even the atmosphere around you is in agreement with your blessing. Your first breath will carry a sense of peace you haven't felt in years, and your first thought will be, "It's here." You might not see it with your physical eyes yet, but your spirit will recognize it instantly. That's because the release has already happened in the unseen, and now it's making its way into your reality. You'll notice the small things first, a sudden ease where there used to be resistance, a message answered that you thought was forgotten, a door that was once locked quietly swinging open. The timing will be so perfect it will feel orchestrated, because it is. Heaven has been arranging the details while you slept, conversations about you have already been had, opportunities have already been positioned, resources are already moving in your direction. It's not a coincidence, it's the completion of a divine alignment that began long before you even knew you'd need it. And as you move through the day, you'll realize that even your own posture has changed. The heaviness you carried for so long will be gone, replaced by a steady confidence that doesn't come from trying harder but from knowing you are carried. You'll find yourself smiling for no reason, humming a tune without even noticing, pausing to feel gratitude in moments you used to rush past. That's the evidence of a soul that has stepped into its rightful season. Archangel Michael will still be with you, not just as a distant guardian but as a present force guiding your steps, placing you in the right conversations, shielding you from distractions that would try to pull you back. You may even feel those little nudges, a sudden thought to check your email, a strong sense to turn left instead of right, an urge to speak to someone you haven't thought of in months. Pay attention, these are not random. They are threads of the tapestry being woven around you, each one pulling you closer to the fulfillment of what's been promised. And you'll start to see how everything, even the moments that once broke you, now fit perfectly into the story. The delays that frustrated you, they kept you from settling for less. The endings that hurt you, they cleared space for what's arriving now. The seasons of silence, they were preparing your ears to hear the whisper when it came. And here you are hearing it loud and clear. You'll also notice something else: people who once overlooked you will suddenly start to see you differently. Invitations will come from unexpected places, someone will remember your name in a moment that matters, a yes will replace a no. And while others may be surprised by your sudden rise, you'll know it's not sudden at all, it's the harvest of every unseen seed you've sown in faith. This blessing is not here to visit, it's here to stay. It's not a fleeting moment of good fortune but the beginning of a sustained flow. The kind that doesn't just change a day but transforms the entire landscape of your life. You'll feel it in your relationships as trust and love deepen, you'll feel it in your work as opportunities expand effortlessly, you'll feel it in your own heart as joy becomes your natural state instead of a rare visitor. And with each passing day you'll grow more fluent in the language of blessings. You'll start expecting them not in arrogance but in faith. You'll look for the good and find it more often because your eyes will be trained to see what your heart already knows. God is still writing your story, and this chapter is one of abundance, favor and restoration. Even the way you pray will shift. You won't just pray for rescue, you'll pray from a place of gratitude, speaking as though it's already done because it is. You'll start blessing others without hesitation because you'll finally understand that your blessing was never meant to stop with you. It's meant to overflow to touch every life connected to yours. Archangel Michael says, "Do not shrink now, do not doubt now. Walk boldly into the rooms I've prepared for you. And when you do, you'll see how your presence carries a new weight, how your words land with authority, how your very being draws favor without striving." That's the mark of someone walking in divine timing. There will be moments when you pause, maybe late at night, and think back to this very message. You'll remember the stirring in your spirit, the way your heartbeat quickened, the way your palms felt warm, the way you almost dismissed it but didn't. And in that moment you'll whisper again, "I'm so glad I said yes." Because that yes didn't just change a moment, it shifted your entire life. And so, beloved, keep your spirit open in the days ahead. Notice the gentle confirmations, the unexpected kindness, the sudden clarity. Celebrate the small beginnings because they are signs of the bigger blessings on the way. You've stepped into a flow where the right things find you without force, where divine favor meets you before you even knock. This is the season where you finally see what it feels like to live under an open heaven. Where the struggle no longer defines you, where peace is not the exception but the atmosphere you breathe, where miracles don't just happen around you, they happen through you. And it all began the moment you chose to believe this was for you. Now walk forward knowing that heaven is still working, still pouring, still unfolding the masterpiece you're meant to live. You are in it now, not someday, not eventually, now. And nothing, no force, no doubt, no delay can take it from you. And now, beloved, notice the stillness inside you. That quiet is not emptiness, that pause, that deep inhale your body just took, that's heaven signaling its presence. Every cell, every fiber of your being is aligning with the miracle already in motion. Michael is standing by, unseen yet undeniably felt, confirming that the work of your breakthrough is complete. The energy around you has shifted, and you will begin to recognize it in subtle ways, soft nudges, thoughts that arrive fully formed, opportunities that appear without effort, and a sense of direction that feels like it was always yours. Tonight every heartbeat carries a message. Each pulse reminds you that the waiting is over. Not just because you hoped for it, not just because you desired it, but because you were divinely prepared. Heaven doesn't operate in haste, and God doesn't make mistakes. All the delays, the obstacles, the unanswered prayers, they were shaping your readiness. And now the fullness of that preparation bears fruit. What you've been longing for isn't coming slowly or haltingly, it's arriving in divine timing, perfectly packaged, unstoppable. And as it moves closer, you may notice an inexplicable lightness, a feeling that the weight of worry, doubt, and fear is lifting off your shoulders, leaving only clarity, peace, and expectancy. You are no longer the person who worried about whether you'd be seen. You are no longer the one who doubted your worth. The divine fingerprint is on your life now. Michael is revealing it in layers. He's guiding unseen hands to open doors for you, aligning people, resources and circumstances in ways your human eyes couldn't orchestrate. Things that once took years are now accelerating in hours. Opportunities, relationships, breakthroughs and clarity, everything converges to confirm what your spirit already knows: you are blessed, chosen and ready. Notice how people around you begin to respond differently. Conversations will pivot unexpectedly, messages will arrive when you least anticipate them but exactly when you need them. Situations that seemed stalled for months will flow effortlessly. And even the challenges that once consumed you will feel lighter, manageable, even instructive, because you now walk under divine guidance, shielded by heaven's strategy. Your past, every disappointment and delay now becomes the fertile soil from which your current joy blossoms. Michael wants you to see this truth: every trial was temporary, but the lesson, the strength and the readiness it produced are permanent. So when you wake tomorrow, do not search for proof outside of yourself. The evidence is within. The peace, the subtle joy, the sense of alignment, the soft smile that rises from your chest, those are the confirmations. Heaven has moved. The unseen has worked tirelessly to arrange this moment. And if doubts arise, if fear whispers, return to this memory. Remember that quiet night, the invisible protection, the whispered confirmations, the light that was never there before. Your soul remembers, your angels remember, Michael remembers. And God, He has been orchestrating this your entire life, and now the manifestation is undeniable. Let your heart hold this truth firmly: you are no longer waiting for your miracle. You are in it, it surrounds you, it moves with you, it works for you in ways beyond your imagination. No delay, no obstacle, no shadow can diminish what has already been decreed. And as the night deepens, as the hours pass, the completion will become visible. You will recognize it in the messages, the meetings, the phone calls, the words spoken, the unexpected doors that open. And when you feel the joy rise in your chest, when tears of relief and wonder flow, know that it was always meant for you, that you were always ready, and that the heavens have never been more pleased with your obedience and readiness. This is your divine inheritance. This is the moment you step fully into your calling. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. The shift is complete, the blessing is delivered, the pattern is broken. And your spirit, your mind, your body and your heart are aligned to receive everything God has prepared. Walk boldly into it, speak it out loud, feel it in your bones, smile as though the weight has lifted, because it has. And know this: tonight you will experience joy that feels impossible until you live it. Heaven is celebrating, Michael is rejoicing, and God is smiling at the fulfillment of a promise written long before your first breath. You are claimed, you are ready, and your happiness begins now. Amen.